Hi guys, I've had a couple of requests to do a teardown on this Hovercraft. I've had a quick look and it might not be entirely possible, or not easily, because almost the first screw that I looked at, that one's already been damaged. The crosshead on it's been completely ground out, so it's just a round hole that I can't get any purchase on. So the fix to that would be to drill it out, but I don't want to do that just at the moment. We'll see what we can get apart without having to take that piece off. We could start with something easy. We could see if we can look at the motors, because that's what one of the requests was. He just wanted to see what type of motors there were in there. Oh, somebody's ringing the phone. Hopefully my wife will answer that. Yes. Okay, how's that going to come out? Not easily. So you've got to get that out. Well, that's going to take quite a bit of force to get that out. Unless we can bend it in the middle or something to... Oh, there we go. Right, so motor. Well, we've got a propeller and we've got a couple of screws there. Right, propeller has nothing written on it to tell us what pitch it is or diameter. Motor is not going to pull out easily. It looks like it's just a tight fit in there. Oh, there we go. Right, got it. Right, anything written on it? I'm not sure if the camera will pick that up, but it does say Lezo, L-E-Z-O. It's stamped on the back there. I tried peeling this off, but it's actually glued in place. So if there is anything written on the body shell, I don't know what it is. Right, measuring it across the back there. That's 23, about 23 millimeters across the back. Main body. 30. Let's zoom out a little bit. That might make it a bit easier. Yeah, about 30 length, about 23 diameter. Without taking that plastic bit off, we don't know how long the shaft is. I mean, total length there is 52. But that plastic shaft, yeah, I'm guessing it's probably about 40. So that's that motor, and the wires go in that slot there. Try and get it in nicely again. Propeller, $90. Okay. Alright, that's back in place. So that's one of the drive motors. We'll assume that the other one is the same. Okay, so this is all one moulding, that bit doesn't come off. Then we've got a moulding here. We've got, this moulding is hollow, so that the air from the fan is directed down there and into here. Same on this side. I was looking at these the other day. They look like they sort of pop out. They've got a ridge around the edges. So it looks like they're relatively easy to replace. And we've got foam buoyancy. Looks like I could undo all these screws and that'll probably lift it off. Right, so I'll lift off. Okay, try and remember where that came from. Still doesn't want to lift off yet. Looks like I've got to undo all these as well. Now they're rusty. So, well, we'll try it. I've got one of the other ones stuck on there. One. If we can get this off, we should be able to see the duct work easily enough. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. One more up there somewhere. 8. I'm going to get this out without breaking it. Oh, it's already broken. I don't want to break it into any more pieces though. Let's see if I can mend that. Right, there we are. There we go. So that's holding that in place. Rubber lip round it. Right, I'll leave that there so I don't forget where it comes from. Right, okay, so we can see the lift motor, and we can see this unit. It's held in place by 2 screws there, which are a little bit rusty, and then this is dripping water. This section here is held in by those 3 screws. And then we've got a couple of screws there, there. I wonder if that will allow the centre section to be lifted out. Just this thing about not being able to get that final section off, I'm not sure about. Well, I've got nothing to lose. They're rusty. Can I do this with it? No, it looks like I've got to take all this off as well. Right, okay, I'll stop filming there because taking this side off would be the same as taking the other side off. Just very quickly, I didn't notice when I was doing it on the other side, but the screws going round the outside edge, the black ones, the two at the back here are shorter than all the others. So I need to remember that. A couple of short ones at the back. That's both rubber skirts off. So very quickly, let's take that motor out, because that was one of the other questions. Actually, I bet we can't get it out because the impeller, or whatever, the fan on the other side of it will hold it in place. Might be, yeah, we can get the cover off though. Well, that looks similar. I'm reading that as 23. But we can't measure its length. No. I mean, at first glance it looks the same. You can see what I was talking about, the duct. Air comes in there and is pushed down there and down there. Something looks like it's gripping it just there. No, I think it'll lift out this way, but we need to disconnect the wire or the motor. That's a longer one. Ought to mop up that water that's laying around. Nope, that's not going to come off unless we can get that one off. So I can undo this side okay, I think. I don't know what we're going to do about that one. Oh, it's moving. I didn't expect that. I think you can probably see that's been damaged, but it came out. Right. Oh, there we are. Right, so what have we got here? What have we got here? What on earth is that? I think that's just weight. Yeah, it doesn't appear to be wired in any way. So I think that's just weight at the back. If I undo that, we should be able to drop the motor out. That's turning. Okay. Motor out. Yeah, it looks very similar to the other one. 30. By 23. Yeah, and that's L-E-Z-O, Lezo as well. Looks like we've got to release them before we can lift that out. That's annoying. trying to put all the screws in different locations so I can remember where they all come from. Right, so there we go, that's our ducting section. Looks like I'd have to finish taking it apart to be able to get the actual impeller, the orange impeller out of it. So that'd be that screw, 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 that and that. I'm not going to do that. So if we wanted to upgrade this to hobby grade, we'd have to squeeze a couple of ESCs in there, or 3 ESCs to be exact. We've got some good sized MOSFETs or power transistors for the motors. It's all got a layer of waterproofing on it. I don't think we'll be able to read what chip it is that's on there. Come on. No, I'm not going to scrape the waterproofing off it so we can read it. So, back in place, aerial, fairly obvious, power, fairly obvious, on-off switch at the back there with these weights, I'm assuming that's what those are. And then we got 2 leads going to that motor and 2 leads going to that motor. Can we get it back together? Sometimes a magnetic screwdriver is good, and sometimes it's just a pain. Okay, so that's that. I suppose I should have taken the impeller out to show you what it looks like, but I'm not going to. Alright, I'll take it all apart so we can see that impeller, because one of the questions was about the lift motor. So I suppose if we don't see the impeller, we haven't seen everything. Right, is it going to come apart now? That's the big question. Right, there we go. So there's our impeller. And that is about 70 diameter. Hope that's in focus. About 70 diameter. And at the edge, it's about 13 millimeters that way. It's obviously a bit thicker in the middle. Right, there we go. So let's get all that back together now. Oh, hang on, am I rushing things? No, they do go on, that's all right. Panic over. Get them in as well. It's about now that I play back the video and find that it's all been out of focus or something. Right. Okay, those were shiny ones. Right, okay, are these the right screws? Might have swapped some over. Find out in a minute. Yeah, they're short ones. I'll use the short ones there. Right, okay, now we've got to try and get these back in. Those things need 4 sets of hands, I think. So obviously those have got to line up and be in there. Important to get this bit right, or we're going to have air leaks, aren't we? Right, that feels right. Hold it together and then get some screws in it. Two at the back were the short ones. I remember that. Front, back. Okay, need to get that in there. Probably should have done it before we got to this stage. Yeah, I've just broken that. So I'll get it in there. And then I'll put some glue on the bits that I've just broken so it can set inside. That's the bit that I've broken. I'm going to use this glue, which is acrylic glue. Which doesn't dissolve the plastic or the styrofoam. Being as the other one was broken too, I'll do that at the same time. Right, we'll leave that for a while and continue later. I've left it overnight for the glue to dry. So yeah, that one seems to be okay. Yeah, that's back in place, all the screws in. Yeah, I think this side is finished. See if we can get this back in place. Right, so that one's back in place. Yeah. Now, let's see if we can get this one back on. So I need to line it all up. So the lip of the rubber is over the lip of the plastic frame. And put that on top. Hold it in place, turn it over, the screws back in. I think you've seen me do that often enough, so I'll stop the film there. What I didn't show on that side was putting this bit back in. And the reason I didn't show putting it back in was because I hadn't taken it out, which is probably why I broke the styrofoam filler piece, because that bit makes it easier to get that styrofoam in and out. This is what I'm talking about. So that goes back in there. And holds it in place, just puts a little bit of a lip around the edge to hold the styrofoam in. And I didn't bother taking it out on that side, and I say that's why I probably broke it. But this one was already broken. Because if you just pick it up by the skirt, you're going to break the styrofoam anyway. That's all of them. Got to put that back in place. Screw there, screw there. Just checking I've got the right number of screws left. I've got 2, 3. Why have I got 3? One, 2. Oh dear, I got one too many screws left. Right, I'm going to have a little look there, see what I've missed out. Well, there we are, all back together, with one minor problem. I've got one screw left, so I've missed something as I've put it back together. So I'm going to have to look through the video, see if I can find it. But other than that, that's the teardown done, finished.
Hey, thanks for watching. There's plenty of videos on my main channel with more added daily, so don't forget to subscribe and enable the notifications to keep you up to date with my new releases. My second channel, Grandad's Other Channel, is where I put the longer videos with more detail. Then there's my Facebook page, and you can follow me on Twitter. You can help keep my channel running by donating $1 on Patreon to buy me coffee. And if you fancy some Grandad merchandise, I have 2 shops, one on Redbubble and the other on Cotton Cart. Finally, you can always find more information in the video description. Thanks again for watching.